Hello, welcome to another informative episode on White Lady Gardening and Worm Farm. So it is nice and bright out. It is actually looking like spring but feeling like winter. The last couple of days, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have, well, up until the 16th, we're going to have very low temperatures, which is unusual at this time of year. Temperatures single digits, like -1, -4. Usually this time of year would be like -20 and so, but it's a bit warm most of the winter. So the colder time is yet to come in about 3 weeks. So about the third week of January into February, we're gonna have the worst of our winter as always. Temperatures can go down to the -40s. So I'm just walking outside now, taking a look at my garden. A lot of the snow have been melting from that big snowstorm that we got in, I think that was either October or November, because you can see part of my raised bed, so you know a lot of the snow melt, because after we had the snowstorm you weren't able to see anything more than the surface of the raised bed. So it's good. Some of it is melting because the temperature is on the warmer side, although it is still below freezing. So I'm just walking out here and looking at my garden, although I have a mental image of what it looks like. But to be out here, I am actually mapping out my garden as I try to decide what I'm going to be planting where and how much of each plant I have. So now I know the size of all my raised beds. So now I'm going to have to figure out how much of each plant I'm going to be putting in them. I apologize for the noise. I live close to an airport, so there's a plane passing overhead. Yeah, so I'm going to have to calculate how much of each plant I want to grow. And this year I'm going to be doing something different, because last year I wasn't calculating how much of each plant I want to grow. But because I intend to plant different types of plants this year, are vegetables, so now I still have the same amount of space that I had last year. So to get more of different type of vegetables in, I have to plant less of some things. So now I'm going to be thinking, okay, what is it that I would like to have more of, and what is it that I would like to have less of? Okay, I need to count how many buckets I have on that self-watering system, because that is going to determine how many tomato and pepper plants I'm going to have over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I can fit maybe 1 or 2 more, so about 13. All right, good. Yeah, so this garden raised bed here has a trellis on it, so I can plant something that needs to be trellised. This one is going to be used as a greenhouse, and I think I'm going to be planting the warm crops that love heat in here, so that when the growing season come, even in the summer, sometimes the temperature is not as warm as the plant would like. So those plants, I'm going to put whatever I can in here and put the plastic over it. And this is my main garden. I put a few pieces of food scraps there so that the rabbits can come and enjoy, because they always tend to come in my garden over the winter and eat. So I have 2 trellis behind those apple trees there. I'm not sure where I'm going to be putting those yet. I'm going to be using my fence, the entire length of my fence, for trellising stuff, because this year I have a lot of plants that need to be trellised, because I have about 4 different type of melons. I have a lot of different type of beans, and cucumbers and squash, stuff like that. So I'm planning to use up as much of my fence for trellising as I possibly can. Yeah, okay. So I'm just out here trying to get a basic idea of what I want to plant, where, and now is a good time to take into consideration the sunlight and where on the property gets the most sun, and plant accordingly, and looking for the cool spots as well. Okay, so this is what my garden look like for the winter. In another 2 months I will be able to start only a few crop inside, and then further on into April, then I will be able to start whatever other crops I need to plant indoors. Now let's look at what's going on in this. This is one of my compost bins, and as you can see, it's a third full of just snow from the snowstorm that we got in October. This worm bin is almost full. A bit of it is snow, and that not worm bin, I mean compost bin, and this compost bin is almost full as well, but it is covered with snow also. In here I have some finished compost that I was supposed to take inside to feed my worms over the winter, but then the snowstorm came before I was able to bring it indoors, and so I won't be able to use that finished compost to feed them for now. I also need to get that barrel into the garage so I can start collecting snow to water my plants as soon as the growing season start. And over there in that corner where you see that green container, in there I have things like anything that you cannot feed your worms, so meat and food scraps that you don't feed to worms, I keep those in there, and that is a bin that I don't do anything to more than just simply add material to it and let it stay there and compost on its own. I don't know how long it's gonna take to compost. I've had it there for a year now. But yes, this is my update on what's happening in my worm farm. If you enjoy my video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification for more updates like these. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.